Do you ever feel like your struggle's hopeless? Do you ever feel like every single day is just the same thing over and over? You need to go out and chase money or chase drugs or chase whatever addiction runs your life. And maybe you feel like there's no way out of that, right? I remember feeling that way. I remember feeling like, yo, this is the way my life is going to be forever. Because I was so scared of getting away from the things that I thought numbed me. I was scared of the withdrawals. I didn't want to feel bad for a couple of days or a week or whatever it was. And only after quitting several times and learning that it was something I could do and some of the methods it took to do that. It's kind of what I want to share today, because I feel like there's a lot of people out here who could feel the way that I felt then, and you're stuck in an addiction cycle and you don't know how to get out of it. And it just keeps going and going and going. And it's just get some money, get some dope, get high, get some money, get some dope, get high. But that is a cycle that will never get you anywhere. And if you clicked on this video, man, I'm hoping you know that. I'm hoping that you're looking for a way out, because there is a way out. 20 years ago, 25 years ago, when I was in my worst part of my addiction, I don't think I was a terrible person, but I did terrible things. I did terrible things as far as taking from people in order to support my habit. And today, we just went to a lady's house and gave away a $5,000 roof. Now, that doesn't necessarily come from me. I am a part of it. I am a part of the crew that has made this happen. But it's also something I don't really want to brag about. You know what I'm saying? It's not, I don't like just, hey, look what the good I did. Look what good I done. I guess I'm a modest person in that way. I have trouble taking compliments sometimes as well. It feels weird to me. So the point of the story is that at one time, I would have never cared about any of that. I would have never cared about helping someone out or taking the time that we have taken in order to figure out which one of these people we were going to help. It's just amazing. It's amazing to me how far I've come. And I think that everybody can do that. I have friends right now that are still stuck in the same cycle they've been in for 35, 40 years. And I think they can come out of it too. I believe that anyone can do anything that they want, man. And maybe that's just me and my way of thinking. But if you don't think you can get out of the rut you're in, if you don't think you can get out of the addiction cycle that you are in, I'm here to tell you you're wrong, bro. Because I remember exactly what that felt like. I was there. I've been there several times. But you can get out of it. There is hope. You have to change something. I don't know what it is in your life right now that you have to change, but you have to change something. Whether it's your surroundings and the people you hang out with that keep you getting high, or maybe you're just getting high by yourself, because that's what I did. I would get high with other people, but I also just sat in a room and got high by myself. I sat there and just slowly myself for days at a time. So I know what that feels like, man. I know it's lonely. I know it's sad. I have videos of me on Christmas Day, which is tomorrow, literally crying to a camera because I was so lonely and so sad and just so wrapped in addiction that it just had me. It had its grips on me. I couldn't get out of it. But I did. And sometimes that's hard to even know. That's hard to even look back on and know. Like, I have trouble believing it sometimes too. I remember when I first came home from prison, I had this fear of relapsing. I had this fear of going back to prison. Like, there was this legitimate fear inside of me that made me walk a path. It made me go a certain way. But I also remember certain times in my life when I knew that I was gonna f up again. I knew it. Like, that fear was legitimate because there was a part of me that knew I was going to do it. I was going to get high. I was going to mess up this situation. I was going to mess up that situation. I knew it, and I would be scared of it. It's so destructive. And I didn't know how to change it. I didn't know how to not destroy the thing that I was scared of destroying. I just knew I was going to destroy it. That's a scary thought, isn't it? If you feel that way, if you feel like it's hopeless, bro, I get it. It's not. It's really not, man. It's really not. As far as steps to take, man, the first thing I got to say is you got to get away from those people. You got to get away from those things. You have to change your habits. I don't care what it is. Maybe it's where you live. Maybe it's the job you have, something. But start looking at that. Start thinking about the things that you have to change in order to become stronger, in order to distance yourself from your weakness. I thoroughly feel today, and I actually know today because I've had it offered to me several times. I've had Dilaudid's offered to me. I've had Xanax's offered to me. And those were my two favorite drugs in the world. And I have had them offered to me in the last, it's been the last 2 years even. So it hasn't been recent. It's been a while back. You know, when I feel like I should have been weaker. But I have developed such a disgust for that lifestyle. I have developed such a disgust for that living that it didn't even affect me to see them. Hundreds of them, you know, or the text that I got that was like, yo, I got some Dilaudid's, and I was like, no, thank you. It took me a long time to be able to say no that way. I don't want other people, I don't want it to take that long for you. You know, if you can learn anything from me, learn what not to do, man. You know, if you can learn anything from me, listen to the mistakes that I've made and try to learn from those mistakes. Because that would be helpful. I didn't have any YouTubes to look at when I was a young addict. I didn't have any mentors in my life that were positive influences. You know, my father tried to not make me use, but he was such a negative person that his impact was never going to work. So anyways, man, again, I'm developing this channel to help guys like you and gals like you and anyone who's watching this. You know, if you're still watching this video at the end of this, obviously it had a little value to you. Maybe you can relate. Maybe you can understand, man. But if you don't, at least know this, you know, we get it. There's a lot of us out here that get it. And there's a lot of us out here that have knowledge in order to help you get out of it. So if you have any questions, you know, about a certain thing, comment, leave a comment below, and I will address your comments, man. If it is a legitimate question and you have a problem you're trying to work out that has something to do with this, I'm more than willing to give you whatever the hell I think. Maybe I've seen it before. Maybe I've been through it before. Chances are I probably have. Chances are I've either used that before and know how to get off of it or something. I probably know something about it. And if I don't, I probably know someone else that does, man. Anyways, just trying to offer some solutions to some of those issues that I know people are out there having that there's really not an answer to. There's really not, you know. Sometimes there's a definite yes and no, and sometimes there's just such a gray area that you have to work it out for yourself. And sometimes getting advice from 10 different people is the only way to do that. So I hope you're watching other stuff. I hope you're learning. I hope you're trying to reap the benefits of being clean, man. You have to excuse me. Sometimes it's hard for me to form all of my thoughts together. I have so many thoughts jumbled up in my head, man, that I try to put them out here. I'm trying to give out the information that I have wrapped up in this crazy brain of mine. So drop a comment, leave a like. Until next time, don't sweat the petty things, pet the sweaty things.